Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. We are back to do another filming stories video. Off to do something for the fam, so just excuse the drive cam. Haven't done a drive cam in a while. We've been adjusting to the new format, so you know, it's good to go back to the old driving vid. A driving format. So the last one we did was fairly personal, so that's why I haven't done a filming stories video in a while. Also because there's only so many stories that I have, so I don't want to be spilling out all these stories at once. I'd rather have it spaced out, and done for special occasions or for just when I feel up to doing one. So here we are. So this one is kind of in some ways a follow-up from the last video, because or at least like in the last few videos, because we've I kind of talked about a little bit about some of the acting stuff that I did in the past, and then some of the filmmaking, past, present, and future. And I kind of want to touch more on the acting thing a little bit, because I kind of went back and revisited some of my old audition tapes from like some stuff. I just like stumbled upon them, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm just gonna look at these for a minute, and they were not that great. they were pretty cringy. Because I'm not a great actor at all. I mean, I really, I really think like the best work that I ever did was probably that one film that we mentioned where I had to shave my head and lose all that weight and stuff. I think I even said in that video that like I'm a shitty actor because I have to put myself through. I put myself through such pain. That's why. Why I might be putting out my best work, because I have to actually go through pain. I can't act out pain. So which is why I stopped doing the whole acting thing. But the whole audition game, I actually got into that for a little bit. I think it was post high school. Yeah, I think it was post high school. I got into it a little bit. And I actually stumbled upon a few notable projects here and there. Some of these I passed on, and then some of these I didn't have the courage to audition for. Or I did audition for, and I just didn't get the part. So some of those were like, I don't know, like mostly like extra stuff, so it wasn't anything like noteworthy, so not anything like a main role or anything like that. No. That happened on rare occasions. So, like for instance, I stumbled upon the audition sheets for West Side Story. I mentioned that a long time ago when the West Side Story remake came out, the one with Steven Spielberg. I had stumbled upon the audition sheets like a couple of years back when they had announced the cast. I think Ansel Elgort was already cast at the time, because all the other parts were up for grabs or up for auditions. So I didn't do it because, well, back then I didn't know what West Side Story was. I just saw Spielberg and I was just like, oh fuck, this would be cool. And and I saw all the requirements and I was like, yeah, no. I can't sing for shit. I can't act for shit. So yeah, I'm not going to embarrass myself in front of anything involving Spielberg. So no. So stuff like that would happen from time to time. I would like stumble upon like little audition sheets. I stumbled upon extra stuff for like Captain Marvel at one point. Bumblebee, I remember seeing. I'm trying to remember the other stuff because there was like a bunch of stuff that I found. because I would like go through like, you know, your casual audition websites. I'd go through Backstage. I would go through other avenues, mostly through Backstage, but sometimes you read up on shit too, and you just find find audition sheets through articles and stuff like that. But I remember auditioning or not auditioning, but I kind of put out, like, I guess you could say, like just an application, because sometimes they were just applications, sometimes they were actual audition tapes. So I'd have to actually, do actual auditions, act on camera. One of them was like Fantastic Beasts. I think it was the second one. They were looking for the young Eddie Redmayne, whatever he is, Newt Scamander. Obviously, God, it smells like shit. Sorry. Sorry, I just got a huge whiff of like something terrible. I don't know what that was, but anyways, yeah. Obviously, I didn't get that part because, well, I'm not British, and also, like we said, I'm not good at acting. So, and then for the most part, after that, there was mostly just indies, small stuff here and there. I know this sounds kind of like I'm stroking, like kind of like, oh, look at me doing sort of thing. I'm just like kind of detailing just how things were when I was younger. I'm not showing off. I'm not showing off really, just because I didn't get any of the stuff. So it's like so it's just kind of reminiscing. So that's what this segment's called. It's called Filming Stories. So, but in hindsight, now being a little bit older and and understanding more of the system, I'm really fucking glad that nothing like that panned out, because first off, I didn't want to like pack up and head out somewhere like extensive. That would have been hectic. And I love film, but I'm not about to just go crazy, and just head off to like New York or something like that. That was actually something that happened. I can't say, well, actually no, that was something different. I forget the name of the film, but it was a small indie film, and I was so close to getting it. The director was like calling me every so often for callbacks, and I would do auditions and stuff like that. People who who do acting and shit like that, or I've done auditions, know how that goes. And it would just be like tape after tape after tape, and he actually really liked my tapes. I don't know why, but he actually really liked my tapes, and because I actually revisited those tapes, and those tapes were not good. So I don't know what he saw back then, but he saw something, and he requested for me to do like a screaming bit. Like, he wanted something very particular, so I decided to do the There'll Be Blood scene. The very last scene from There'll Be Blood, where Daniel Day-Lewis is like kind of giving it to Paul Dano. So I decided to reenact that with the scream included. And if you guys like, anybody who really knows me knows that I'm not particularly aggressive in that way. Like, I mean, I have an aggressive edge sometimes, but I don't really yell a lot. It takes a lot of energy out of me. So I did it for the audition, and it was embarrassing. It looked really stupid. So much so that the director never contacted me ever again after that. It was pretty bad. So, stuff like that would happen, where you just find shit, and you sometimes have your shots, sometimes you don't. Like, I'll tell you this: the one thing that really came out of doing auditions, firstly, was just how because I submitted like hundreds of auditions, so it's not like I just did like a few things here and there. Like, I was like very committed to doing that sort of thing, back then, so I would do auditions after auditions. My friend Dylan, who worked on a lot of the films with me, he can attest for that. Like every week or so, for a certain period, he would like come to my house and we would just record auditions. And I did a bunch of shit. So it wasn't like I just did like male parts and stuff like that. I went for the crazy stuff too. One thing that I did get was, and this was actually pretty cool, because I just sometimes I just throw my hand in. I wouldn't expect anything of it. I remember getting Mank. I don't know if you guys remember Mank. It's the David Fincher film that came out on Netflix, the black and white thing. So I remember getting the extra. Like, I remember there was a call sheet for extras for Mank, because they were shooting in LA, I think. And I put out an application and all that sort of jazz, and they technically picked me up. They never like 100% gave me a confirmation, like a yes or anything like that, but they did send me to a website where I would basically be put on hold. So basically what happened was that they had, at least from my experience of it, is that they have their first line of extras and the rest are on standby. So I was basically on standby. If any of the extras on the front fucked up or didn't show up for work or whatever like that, they would call me or someone else to go over to LA and fill in for them. So that was cool, so it was cool to have that. Nothing came of it, but it was neat to just have that, So, I'm trying to think there was anything else that really happened with auditions. I did reject a few things. Like, I won't say what it was, because technically I signed an NDA, so I can't really say. I mean, it was a year-long agreement, so I don't know if they don't fucking know my channel or whatever like that, so I think I'll be fine. But it was a film called Butterfly. It was a small indie film that it was based on a true story, and I would have been playing a real person, and the stuff that was detailed to me, that was given to me, because I was talking to the producer, I was talking to the director. They were looking for distribution at the time, and they wanted me to be involved with their pitch and simultaneously, shoot the movie. So, initially I was on board with it, but I had just gotten done with that whole losing the weight shit and shaving my head sort of thing, and I didn't feel comfortable going through another like weird methods shit, because that's basically how I was back then, with that whole acting thing. I was just kind of on a method acting type of mindset. Because like I said, I'm a shit actor, so I have to be in it, in order to put out something remotely decent. So, I talked to the producer and director about it. I actually got a script after I signed an NDA, and I read through it, and I wish them the best. Obviously, I don't know the state of that film, but that was like 2 years ago, I think, when that happened. So, the script was interesting. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And after reading it, I was I politely had told them, look, I'm not interested. Sorry. So, and then there was like other stuff too that just because I just didn't feel like I fit the description. Like, there was like a Christian comedy that was on the table at one point. Someone like threw that my way, and I was just like, no. And then other stuff here and there, but But I eventually just stopped doing it just because, like I said, I don't like the process of acting. I don't like how manipulative it is, and I just became disenchanted by it, really. Like, it just, it's not something that I really like as much as I do like writing or actual filmmaking, like cinematography and stuff like that. But like I said, I wasn't good at it, so so I think the best I ever did was probably with that losing the weight shit, and that was because I put myself through hell. So it was like, but but it was it was a cool period. I got to like audition for stuff, like some mainstream material and stuff like that. So it was neat. It was a neat experience to have. But now, now I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing and, just relax, and, be with the fam and just do my thing. So, actually do shit that matters. So yeah, those are my some of my stories, some of my like small experiences with acting, some auditions here and there, and I never really did the auditions correctly either. I just had a camera. I never really had a microphone or anything like that, so it wasn't like professional at the start, so but I did what I tried. Yeah, I tried my best back then. I was also, like I said, fairly naive about the whole thing too. So yeah, that probably didn't help us as well. But that is my my stories. It's just weird for me to talk about all these like particular stories, so sorry if I'm a little bit like off-putted. It's just weird for me to talk about stuff like this, but it's interesting stuff to talk about, because it's just like yeah. So those are my small stories with like the whole acting bug. And yeah, I mean, let me know if you guys have had any experiences like that. You guys let me know. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And one thing I will say about the whole thing is that it is very difficult to land a gig, so in terms of job security, it is pretty absent, so yeah, so just just in case any of you guys are wondering about that, yeah, it was pretty difficult to land even one gig or even get a call back, so. And with that, I was like, yeah, you know what, I kind of want a little more stability in my life, so or with like more security as a thing, so but yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. I am here at my spot now, and yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. So thank you guys for tuning in, and until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.